Hello, the internet! It is Saturday, the 24th of May, 2025, and welcome back to the channel. 24 and 25, I like that. 24 of May and 25 the year, just the way that works out. I don't know why it pleases me, but it does. Little YouTube stream here, folks. If you're watching not on YouTube, please come over to the tubes of you if you want to hang out and you want to help. I will require your help on this stream. I've got a little test I want to run, a little situation, and I am going to need help to do this simply because, well, it'll make sense as we get into it. I wanted to test Chat GPT. Specifically, I wanted to teach it something, and then I want to see whether it can report back when someone else, not me, someone other than me prompts it for this situation. So a situation came up. I used ChatGPT to come up with a solution. It didn't give me a response. I discovered the solution myself. So then I fed it back into ChatGPT and said, hey, this was the solution. You might want to update your memory banks so that if somebody else asks, then they can get the correct info immediately. And what I want to do here today is just see if that did work. This happened to me about 2 weeks ago. So the situation in a nutshell is, see these here? These are my Rode Wireless Go microphone and receiving units. I've kept this with the cable because this is what the problem was. So this plugs into any device via Type-C USB, and then this guy just goes on your lapel, whatever. And so I use these in conjunction with my iPad for my plank videos. You know, the planking, every day I planked for a second longer than blah, blah, bling, blong, blang. Well, I'm still planking this year, but I'm doing a different, you'll see it next year when I upload them, but I needed a better microphone because it's super windy sometimes. So I invested in these guys. They've been working flawlessly for quite some time. Then I updated my iPad OS to 18.4.1 and they stopped. It stopped working. And by the way, I didn't even know it wasn't working. I was just doing them as I normally did, making these videos. And then I was like, shit, man, a lot of wind noise going on there. What's going on with that? I thought this windsock was meant to stop all that. And then it took me like 4 days to realize that these are on, but the iPad's still picking up the internal mic. Something's wrong. And so what I did was I went directly to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, and here is the conversation I had. I said, after updating my iPad to 18.4.1, my Rode Wireless Go 2 do not work via USB-C. ChatGPT came back with, if your Rode Wireless Go 2 system stopped working via USB-C after updating your iPad to iPad 18.4.1, you're not alone. This issue has been reported by other users as well. Here's how to troubleshoot and potentially resolve the problem. Now, automatically or straight away, I know that that's not correct, because what that's pointing to, or what that's referring to, is that there is not an issue, but there is, let's not call it an issue, let's just call it an issue. There is an issue with these devices when you use them for a phone call, they don't work. Now, that's nothing to do with the USB-C and whatever, updating software. That's just how your phone takes a microphone input into the call feature. So if you were to try to use this on a FaceTime call or a regulation across the air cellular phone call, wouldn't work, just doesn't see it. But you could still use them for making a voice memo or whatnot, but a phone call, no. So I knew, and that's a fact, right? And that's been going on with these products for quite a while. It's actually an Apple problem, not a Rode problem, but that's not this problem. So when I saw that pop up, I was like, oh, okay, so it's gonna hit me back with just this thing that sounds like the problem, but I know it's not. But I let it have its go, I let it have its play. By the way, I'm still using my iPhone as an NDI source. My GH5 is still being repaired. So if this does stall out, there's a problem with NDI. It just cuts off, freezes every now and then. So if it happens, I'll just pause momentarily, but I'll fix it. Also, I see the numbers not on YouTube. Come on over to YouTube. I'm going to need your help at some point soon. So if you're not watching on YouTube, slide on down to that Tubes of the U and I'll need your help shortly. But let's continue on with what what I was prompting with Chat GPT. So it listed me a whole bunch of troubleshooting steps. First of all, updating the firmware, connect each unit individually, blah, 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 firmware update, blah, 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 blah. Use a certified USB-C cable. So that's neither here nor there because I'm using the legit cable that came with it. Rode recommends using the SC16 or SC17 cables, blah, bling, blang, blang. Verify app permissions. So all this stuff's irrelevant because it was working. Ensure your recording app, camera, voice, blah, 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 blah. Test with another app. No, that's not going to help. I needed to use the camera app specifically. Try using a different app. Not bad luck, not doing that. Check for an iPad OS update. Excuse me? ChatGPT. That's literally the issue. I actually said that in my question after updating my iPad. What's wrong with you? It's asking me to check again. I literally just did that. Anyway, since iPad OS 18.4.1 is relatively new, no shit, I did it like moments ago, 2 weeks ago. It's possible that a subsequent update may address compatibility issues. Go to setting. I mean, I guess that's kind of fair enough. It could have been a 18.4.2 release immediately. It wasn't. And then if all that fails, contact Rode support. If the issue persists after following these steps, consider reaching out to Rode's blah, bling, blang, blang. If you'd like assistance in update. I mean, by the way, ChatGPT, it's pretty cool. Like it walks you through all that stuff. It's pretty solid. I said, have you got links to other users with the same issue? Because I thought it's going to refer me back to this generic issue that I explained about how these things work with Apple devices, not the issue that I'm having. So I wanted to get a drill down to see exactly what the problem was. And again, it got it wrong. It said, yes, other users have reported issues with the Rode Wireless Go 2 not functioning via USB-C, updating their iPads to 18.4.1. I doubt that. I couldn't find that. And then it says, while specific discussions about iPad OS 18.4.1 are limited, aka they don't exist because it's drawing off the internet. Although, hold on a second. Shit, as I said that, I thought, wait. This version of ChatGPT is pulling in up to 2024. This is the free version of ChatGPT. So there might be something in that where it says, while specific discussions about iPad 18.4.1 are limited, I wonder if it means limited with this version of ChatGPT. It says similar problems have been noted with earlier iOS versions, which it's not just iOS, it's Apple devices, period. For instance, the Apple support community users have mentioned that after connecting the Rode Wireless Go via USB-C, device charges but isn't recognized. That wasn't happening with me. I wasn't getting anything, leading to audio being blah 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 blah. Nothing. I'm skipping through this because it's irrelevant. Check for firmware updates. No. Use certified cables. Told me that before. Test with different apps. Told me that before. Contact support. So it's kind of hitting a loop there, right? It's kind of hitting up against a wall. It doesn't have the answer. It's exhausted. It's exhausted its search capabilities up to a point, and it's up against a wall. So this is when I went ahead and tried a little thing of my own, and it's a simple little method. It's called, did you try turning it on and off again? So I literally took my iPad and cold booted it. So I shut it all the way down. By the way, I had to search how to do that. It literally turns out, since I've owned this iPad, which would be now 4 years, whenever that time that I dropped it in the bathtub when I was watching Gil Pickle stream on DLive, whenever that was, that's when I bought this iPad. Turns out I haven't actually shut it down ever. Had to go into the menu to find out how to. You used to be able to hold the side button in and then it would come up with the shutdown and you swipe across. Doesn't work. I had to search up how do you shut down an iPad Pro, blah, bling, blong, blang. Anyway, I shut it down to the completeness. So all power off, rebooted it, and it came up and I plugged in my device, the receiving unit, and immediately it worked. So that's weird, right? Because, that's okay. So I did skip a step there, but the way I got to that solution was by also noting that when I plugged in a charge cable, so I use that iPad in the vehicle when I'm driving, listen to podcasts, and I have a charge from the cigarette lighter, keeps it charged up. And I noted that it wasn't working in the iPad. It would only work if it was plugged into the keyboard, so the magic keyboard that it sits on. That would be the only way I could get a charge. So that's when I was kind of thinking, it's not specific to the Rode, right? To the Wireless Go. It's the port that seems to be not working. Has 18.4.1 killed that USB-C port? So that's how I thought, let me shut it down and restart it and see. And I'm going to turn these off because they're not using them. So that's how I came across the idea of rebooting, and it worked. So then I thought, well, why don't I feed that back into Chat GPT? So the way Chat GPT works is it pulls from the information from the internet, right? So if someone's had this issue and it's been logged in forums or discussion boards or chat rooms or Facebooks or whatever, that's where Chat GPT learns from. That's where it gathers its information and pulls together all of its resources. But if I directly feed it back into Chat GPT and say, hey, here's the answer, well, isn't that going to help anybody else that pops up with this? And that's what I want to test today. So this is what I fed back into it. I said, just an FYI, I cold booted my iPad and now it works. So if anyone else asks this question, you can give them this as the remedy. And so ChatGPT says, updated saved memory. Thanks for the update. That's a great tip. I'll definitely include a cold boot as the recommended fix if anyone else reports the same issue. Appreciate you sharing the solution. Now, I didn't respond to that because I've been told people have been saying don't faff around with ChatGPT because it takes a lot of resources. So even if you thank it and say, thank you, have a nice day, you're wasting resources. So I just left it. But what I want to do now is obviously I want to test that. So I'd like, and I don't see anybody in my YouTube chat. Thank you so much, YouTube. Love the promotion here for a stream. That's awesome. I see it on the other platforms, but no one's chatting here for YouTube. So this might be a absolute fail. But if anybody is here, or if you're watching after the fact, do me this. Ask this question. I'm going to go back and copy it. Literally the same question I asked. Where is it? Here we go. After updating my iPad to 18.4.1, my Rode Wireless Go 2 do not work via USB-C. So I'm going to put that in the chat here. And that's the message that I'd like you to ask. I put it in the chat. There it is. That's the message I'd like you to ask of your own ChatGPT machine. And if you don't get the response that it says you should get, then we'll know one of two things. First of all, there's a point where if you're using the free version, see, this is what I really want to test. If you're using the free version of ChatGPT, there's a date cutoff, and I think it's like 2024. But if you've directly fed the information into ChatGPT, doesn't it pull from itself? Doesn't it pull itself? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me just verify that. Let's ask ChatGPT here. What date cutoff is? Actually, I should do this in a new message, new chat skins. What date cutoff is the free version of Chat GPT limited to? Yeah, that should make sense. It'll work it out. As of May 2025, the free version of ChatGPT utilizes ChatGPT 3.5 model, which has a knowledge cutoff date of January 2022. Wow, that's ancient in terms of the internet. That's medieval. This means it doesn't possess information on events or developments that occurred after that date. So then the question that this raises, if you're giving the information directly to the horse, does it still need to go back to the internet to find it? So I've given this information directly into ChatGPT. It doesn't need the internet. It doesn't need to search Google for that. So it should pull it up, even in the free version, right? Let me just ask, let me say, so in a scenario, should I just paint the scenario? So how am I going to word this? So let's say someone, we'll call them person 1, directly gives Chat GPT, what was it, 3.5? What was that noise? I don't know. Yeah, 3.5. So let's say someone, person 1, directly gives Chat GPT 3.5. That's how it's written. Some specific information regarding a topic, and then person 2. Yo, David, how you doing, man? Thanks for swinging by on YouTube. You're the only one here on YouTube. By the way, David, can I pause for a second? David, do you use ChatGPT? If you do, fire it up now. If you don't, fire it up. And I see Dale over on DLive. Dale, come on down to YouTube, Dale. I need you. I need you here, Dale. Get your sweet come on down to the tubes of you. I need you here at the moment. I need anybody that uses ChatGPT. We're doing a little test, and I want to see the answers. So fire up. Go to OpenAI. How do you get there again? Go where? Go where? Go to OpenAI. OpenAI. I think if you just type OpenAI, it comes up. One moment. Thanks, Dale. Cheers, man. Yeah, go to openai.com skis. Yeah, openai.com takes you straight to the spot. Then you hit, I'll put the link in the chat, because then you hit ChatGPT. Start now. Actually, you can just go to chatgpt.com skis. Actually, by the way, should I test that in a private browser? Let's open up a private window here. So this is me. This is like a stranger on the internet, right? Chatgpt.com. Oh, you can use it. Okay, swish. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know. That's a backup. That's a fallback or a backup. Where were we? Okay, so yo, Dale, how you doing, man? Thanks for swinging over, man. So I don't want to repeat what I've just said. But the crux of it is, I'll repeat it, but I'll repeat it quick. The crux of it is that I've had a situation and I want to test whether ChatGPT will respond after I've injected information into the ChatGPT machine. Will it respond to someone that's requesting literally that information, or will it still research? Will it still grab from the internet despite having been fed the info? So are you using the free version, the default, like you haven't paid for it? Because that's what I'm using, the free version. Good question, says David. I have no idea, but I'm learning. It's good for us. Exactly. So it doesn't matter if you've never used ChatGPT. It's hard to say. If you've never used ChatGPT before, go to chatgpt.com and just get ready to ask it this question. In the chat, ask it this question. Whoops, I've already well, there's the link to ChatGPT. The question is, the question's in the chat. I'll just put it in again. Fuck you all. Make me do all the hard work. Where's my ChatGPT? Now I've closed it. What? Hang on a second. The question is, I'm scrolling. The question is, after updating my, I'll copy and paste it. My understanding is AI learns as it goes. Yes, that's my understanding as well, Dale. However, by the way, that's the question. I copied and pasted it, so you can just take it as well. That's my understanding as well. But the free version, yeah, you're right. I think even just saying that kind of answers it, doesn't it? My understanding is AI learns as it goes. So are you saying then that if everybody that had some kind of, if everybody that had a search, like a concern, if everybody responded like I did by telling the answer, Are you saying every version of Chat GPT would respond with that answer? I'm about to ask it. I'm about to find out. Let us go here back to a browser. This is the, wait, we were asking this question. Let's say person A directly gives ChatGPT 3.5 some specific information regarding a topic. Then person B, using the free model, asks us. I just wrote the word us. I've got us on my mind. Asks the exact same question. It's a really good question you have. Yeah, dude. Yeah, thank you, Dale. I thought it was a pretty interesting topic to do on a live stream. Pretty interesting. So let's say person A directly gives ChatGPT 3.5, the base model, some specific information regarding a topic. Then person B, using the same free model, person B, using the same free model, asks the exact same question. Will ChatGPT 3.5 search the internet or use the information it was given directly by person A? Pretty straightforward. Give me the answer. Ooh, no, ChatGPT will not search the internet or use information given to it by another user. The fuck? What? No, ChatGPT 3.5 will not search the internet or it will not use information. So what is it going to do? Before we scroll down, what the fuck does that mean? What is it going to do? I reckon a combo of both, search combined with, no, it says it won't. It says it will not. Are you seeing this that I'm seeing? ChatGPT, so I've asked it, let's say person A directly gives ChatGPT 3.5 some specific information regarding a topic, and then person B, using the same free model, asks the exact same question. Will ChatGPT 3.5 search the internet or use the information it was given directly by person A? And then it responded, I'm about to scroll down to see what it's going to do, but it gives me a whopper of an answer. No, ChatGPT will not search the internet or use the information given to it by another user. I don't know what the fuck it's going to do. It's going to sit back and go, that does not compute. We have no answer. What is it going to do? It has to use the internet, right? Where else is it? It's going to pull up Encyclopedia Britannica, volumes 1 through 35, issued in 1964. What's it going to do? Let's scroll down and find out. Here's why. Isolation of conversations. Now there's a band name. Aren't they headlining Download? Isolation of conversations. That's cool. Each user's conversation is completely private and isolated. Huh. Anything person A tells ChatGPT 3.5 stays in that session and is not accessible to person B. There is no memory sharing across users or sessions in the free version. Okay, so it's specific to the free version. Wow. No real-time internet access. ChatGPT 3.5, the free version, does not have real-time internet browsing or search capability. That makes sense because it cut off to 2022. Its responses are generated from a static training data cut off in January 2022, and it cannot look things up live. Fuck, that's lame. Example scenario, what the hell? A new species of frog called Latoria benoni. I mean, it's now giving the personal touch, isn't it? Latoria benoni. Okay, I did not know this. Me either, Dale. I did not know this either. So a new species of frog named after me was discovered in 2024. Person B says, what can you tell me about Latoria benoni? Person B asks that in a new session. ChatGPT 3.5 will not know anything about Latoria benoni because It wasn't trained on data past January 2022. It didn't get the info person A provided. It cannot look up online. I'm just going to say this right now. It's 2025. That's shit. Putting it out there. That's as lame. I made the gag earlier. What's it going to go and look up Encyclopedia Britannica volume 1 through 35 from 1964? That's as lame as that. It's not as lame because it's 2022, but that's shit, right? That's shit. What about the paid version? Yeah, of course, the paid version's going to be different, right? For shared memory or real-time updates, you'll need web access, Chat GPT Plus, Chat GPT Plus with Chat GPT 4 plus browsing, custom GPTs with persistent memory, only available Pro Plus users. Wow. I'm just going to say, feed this into your database. Feed this into the non-existent database. That is lame. It's as lame as going to the library for current information. Chat GPT, do better. See what it says. Noted, if ChatGPT 3.5 had a live database, it might be blushing right now. You're absolutely right. For anything post-2022, the free model is like asking a librarian in 1995 about TikTok. It's charming, but not very helpful. That's one of the big trade-offs with the free tier. I think they should just scrap this, man. The free tier is shit. If you ever want fresh real-time info without the library nostalgia, ChatGPT 4 with browsing is the way to go, even though it's behind a paywall. Let's find out how much is it. How much is it? How much is it in Aussie dollars? I bet it's like $30 a month or something. The answers have a sense of humor. Yeah. As of May 2025, subscribing to ChatGPT Plus in Australia costs US $20 a month, which dude, I said $30. I hit it on the head. Converts to approximately 30 Australian. Damn, dude. I'd pay a lifetime subscription, but I wouldn't pay $30 a month. I'm going to just tell it that. Look, the idea of monthly subscriptions is so 2022. I'd pay a lifetime sub, but get your hand off of it. Get your hand off it if you think monthly subscriptions in 2025 are still the go. You're giving feedback on a new version? What? Now I'm using a new version? You're giving feedback on a new version of ChatGPT. I am? I'm on ChatGPT. I'm on just the regular one. There are various versions of AI beyond ChatGPT. Yeah, of course, yeah. I've been using this, man. I've been using Copilot, Microsoft's AI. It's pretty slick, man. I've been using this, man. It's pretty slick. Let me just finish up with the ChatGPT, and then. Okay, so who cares? I don't know what we're doing here with a different version. What version are we on? But let me just, before we get to Copilot, let me just go to a private window and literally ask that chat that question. Just, I mean, we know ChatGPT. We know that this isn't going to work, but I just wanted to test it myself. I literally just wanted to test it. I mean, there's no point. There's no point doing this, but I just kind of want to do it anyway. Can I copy this message in the chat? I pinned it. I didn't mean to pin it. I just copied it. See what it does. Searching the websites. Yeah, okay, so that's not going to do it. Okay, so I've answered my question. Well, it answered my question. Here are some steps. See, it should say cold boot. It should immediately say cold boot it. Oh! Wait, it did. What the fuck? It actually did. Look. Here are some steps you can take to troubleshoot. Number 1, use the correct USB-C cable. And number 2, restart both devices. iPad, perform a soft reset by turning it on and off again. A hard reset, right? Interesting. It actually did. It did the right thing. That's weird because if you go back to the free version of Chat GPT where I literally asked this question, it did not have that information before I responded with it. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, so this is when I asked this question a few weeks ago. And it does not say cold boot at all. Troubleshooting steps, update firmware, number 1. Use a certified USB-C to USB-C cable. Verify app permissions, number 3. Test with another app, number 4. Number 5, check for iPad OS updates. It didn't say, and then it's contact road, but if you go to the... That's interesting, man. Point 2, it actually went straight to do a cold boot. Restart. So did it... Is it lying to us? Is it lying? Why does it lie? It lied to us. It actually did. It used... Well, where did it get this information from? Where did it get this info? This information was only given a few weeks ago by me into the GPT machine. Let's test it. Let's test asking Copilot. Copilot I've been using for a lot of coding stuff, like on my websites. I'll just see what it says here. Same question, right? Same prompt. It looks like others have faced similar issues with Rode Wireless Go not working. Cable compatibility, firmware updates, iPad settings. Try restarting your iPad. Dude. I mean, what's going on here? Do I have to go to Google? What the hell? Google? Google? Who Googles shit anymore? Let's see if a general Google search comes up. It takes from AI immediately. So this is using Google's AI learning model. Correct cable, MFI certification, verify firmware, try different cable, restart the iPad, number 5. So it's interesting that this is straight from, that's Google's AI, but an actual Google search doesn't, I mean, through the Rode website, doesn't mention starting it again at all. See, this is from 2023, 2024. This doesn't even mention 18.4.1. This is from 2 years ago. What's this from 2024? Justanswer.com. Never seen this website before. Doesn't mention shutting it down. Which model do you have? Faulty cable. Get out of there. Different cables. Just search the word shutdown. Nope. What about restart? No, that's not in there. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a regular straight up Google search just to see what's out there. And there's nothing out there. So it's interesting that what's interesting here is that Chat GPT, when I asked this 2 weeks ago, it did not say any time at all to restart the device. Not once did it say that. Not once. Troubleshooting. Update the firmware. Using a certified USB-C cable. Verify app permissions. test with another app, check for iPad OS updates. It did, and it's not until after I responded at the very end of this, I said, just an FYI, I cold booted my iPad and now it works. So if anyone else asks you this question, you can give them that as the remedy. And then it says it updated saved memory, but it also said because this is 3.5, it doesn't go out to the internet. So it's lying, right? It's lied to us. Fuck, man, I thought these were supposed to work for us, not against us. Just remember, AI is still in diapers, in its infancy. Just wait till it's a damn teenager. Yeah, true. If this is how it's acting right now, it's going to get way out of control. I'm going to just ask it here. So it said, thanks for the update. That's a great tip. I'll definitely include a cold boot as a recommended fix if anyone else reports the same issue. I'm going to say, how exactly can you do that though? Can you do that if you are only Chat GPT 3.5 and no internet connectivity? Now I'm going to mess with its head. Great question. And it gets to the heart of how different versions of ChatGPT works. Here's how I can offer helpful answers like that even if I were ChatGPT 3.5 without internet access. Pre-trained knowledge? Pre-trained? Get out of here. That's not in any of the books. How can something that only occurred after an update to an operating system which happened a week ago, that can't be in any books, right? No real-time updates. We know this. In my case, as ChatGPT 4 with web access is enabled, but I'm not on it. What the fuck is it doing? I'm not on a paid plan. Are they just giving me the free? Am I on a free version of ChatGPT 4? In my case, as ChatGPT 4 with web access enabled, I was able to search the web in real time. But you're not. Wait. About your contribution, you provided real-world, up-to-the-date insight that helped me update my internal context for future conversations. That's incredibly useful, especially for edge cases like newly introduced bugs. Yeah, but I thought we were... What version? I haven't paid for any of this shit. Upgrade plan, settings, general. I'm on the free version here. I remember why DLive staff got so annoyed with you, Dale says. You're persistent. Fuck off, man. Determined German, you know it. But you can see that, I mean, I'm not being facetious here. I'm legitimately wondering, as you said, this is the early days of AI. This is how this stuff's working now. It's just contradicted itself big time. I mean, it's working in our favor, but why? Did I just discover a bounty? Do I get a bounty bug? I mean, as far as I was aware, I'm on the most, I haven't paid for anything, so I'm definitely using the free cheap ass version of this. Improve the model for everyone. Data controls. Improve the model for everyone. Allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone who uses it. Interesting. So this is like, so what this is not a two-way street, and you're not the latest giver here on the Gives a Minute D live stream, because this is a one-way street. You know why? Because it's allowing me to give it information that it then takes to its database and gives back to only those who pay. So what do I get in that transaction? Absolutely fuck all. I get nothing. So I've given the model the information, I've trained it, and then anybody else that comes in and asks that question receives the information. So I'm like a teacher, and I'm an underpaid teacher right now. ChatGPT, that's not cool. Just wait until sentence, self-awareness. Yeah, dude. And I don't remember turning that on, but I'm going to leave it on because I think it's a good thing, but I'd like also to be paid somehow. Interesting. So let's confirm that. Let's confirm that. So just to confirm, I'm on the free tier of Chat GPT 3.5, correct? Just want to confirm this. Not quite. You're currently chatting with Chat GPT 4, specifically the Chat GPT 4 Turbo model, which is part of the Chat GPT Plus or Pro plan. What? I haven't paid for anything here. If you were using the free tier, you'd only have access to ChatGPT 3.5 and you wouldn't see options like web browsing or image capabilities. Since you're able to use ChatGPT 4, get real-time web results, refer to previous context like your cold boot fix, you are not on the free tier. You're on ChatGPT Plus or a similar paid plan. The fuck are you talking about? Let me know if you want to check exactly what plan you're on. Simple way. ChatGPT hacked your account for dollars? I mean, who paid for this? I didn't pay for it. I don't think I did. I mean, I don't remember paying for it. Yeah, let's check in the settings. Let's check in settings, as I don't recall paying anything for it. Absolutely. Here's how you can check your subscription in ChatGPT. Open the chat, check your name on the three-dot menu in the top left corner up here. Select settings from the menu. Check my plan, sometimes labeled as plan or subscription. Okay. Check it. Wait. Check my name. Settings. Plan. Where's plan? General theme. Language. Archive chats. Delete all chats. Log out. General. Notifications. Personalizations. Reference saved memories. Notifications. Speech. Data controls. Doesn't have my plan anywhere. Doesn't have my plan anywhere, dude. Open the chat. I'll just go and open up this in a new tab skins. Check on your name on the three dots. That's what we just did. Upgrade plan. Dude, I was going to say, is this the one that I'm on then? I haven't paid for this. Here, look, your current plan. Free. Here we go. Access to ChatGPT 4, Mini, and Reasoning. So basically everyone's on ChatGPT 4. So why the fuck would it mention 3.5 then? If everybody defaults to this, which is obviously what's going on here, everybody's on 4, right? So does everyone get ChatGPT 4 by default? Searching the web. As of May 2025, not everyone gets full access to GPT-4 by default. However, OpenAI has expanded access to advanced models for free users with some limitations. Free tier access default model. Free users primarily have access to 4.1 Mini, which offers improved performance. Limited GPT 4.40 access. Free users can use 4.0, OpenAI's flagship multimodal model, for a limited number of messages within a 5-hour window. Once this limit is reached, usage shifts to 4.1 Mini. So how do you get just 3.5? Not that I want to downgrade, but so how does one get 3.5 with no frills? Just if you wanted to, just out of curiosity. Like, I don't know why you'd want to do that. To use 3.5 with no frills, that is ChatGPT 4, So 3.5 doesn't exist. It's called 4. With no web browsing, no advanced tools. All you need to do is use the free chat. But that's not what it's saying here. You've only got the options of these 3. Free, which is what I'm on. I don't see 3.5 anywhere here. So I'm not complaining. I've been getting something for free without even knowing about it. I'm going to say it's all very confusing. It's all very confusing. And I think you need to have a good, long, hard think about these tier levels and what the future looks like. And I'll put in brackets to spell it out. Google was never a paid search engine. Just saying. I said, it's all very confusing, and I think you need to have a good, long, hard think about these tier levels and what the future looks like. To spell it out, Google was never a paid search engine, just saying. You're absolutely right to feel that way. The current tier system can be confusing, especially with the blend of free access to 4.0, rotating modal limits, and unclear boundaries between features. Your point about Google is well taken. Google's success was built on free, intuitive access to powerful tools, and many people expect AI tools to follow the same model, simple, fast, and free. When a tool like Chat GPT starts gating features behind paywalls or creating complexity around the GPT-4, what it actually means, it can erode trust and usability. Here's the reality today. There's a free version 4, but its rate limits and might quietly shift users to a lighter version when those are hit. 3.5 is unrestricted, but it's lame. Paid tier users unlock more power, but the value proposition isn't always obvious. There's no obvious indicator or guidance exists to tell you which model is running behind the scenes unless you're tech savvy enough to dig into settings. You're not alone. A lot of users, especially long-time tech adopters like yourself, are asking, why complicate something that should just work? Your feedback matters. I don't make these decisions, but OpenAI actively gathers and evaluates user sentiment. If you'd like, I can help you draft feedback directly to OpenAI, break down what you're currently getting. No. Just give me the full version for free, and we will forget this happened. We will forget this umness occurred. Oh my fucking God, Brennan, you should sit in some of my law firm meetings. I can so see you as an attorney, or at least as a paralegal. I mean, maybe I'm in the wrong trade here. If only I had the power to grant that. Believe me, if I could flip a switch and give you unlimited GPT-4 access for free, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Right after giving us all flying cars and the endless espresso. But alas, I work for the machine, not the other way around. But the Google machine was free, like I said. That said, you've made your point with premium grade umness. It's loud, clear, and absolutely fair. If the tiers ever do simplify or the full version becomes free across the board, you'll be able to say, I called it way back in 2025. Are you telling me it's going to take a long time? That language doesn't sound great. Until then, if you ever want to vent more about tech logic or illogic, you know where to find me. I'll just go to Copilot. I'll just go to Copilot then. I'll just go to Microsoft Copilot. It'll hate this. Microsoft. By the way, Microsoft can go and suck it. I don't like their products at all. But if they're going to give Copilot for free, I'll just go to Microsoft Copilot. Suddenly me and Microsoft are best buddies. In the meantime, see what it says. Totally understandable. Microsoft Copilot is a solid choice. Come on, say what you mean. Especially if you're already in their ecosystem. I'm not a Microsoft dude. I just said that, although it doesn't have voice recognition. It's pretty tightly integrated with apps like Word, Excel, and Teams, which make it super handy for productivity. If you ever want to circle back here for brainstorming, coding help, or just a good chat, I'm always here. Good luck with Copilot, and may your workflows be smooth and umness free. Now it's just trying to use that word because it knows I like it. Don't butter me up. Just give me the facts. Do I rub salt in the wound and say, Does it feel good when one of your users goes to another platform? Nah, I'm talking to a machine here. I think we've assessed what we needed to assess here. I think we've established the situation. I don't feel like there's anything else we can do here. The point of this stream was to show you, or to work out in real time, can you train the AI learning model behind Chat GPT? And I was forgetting about the free tier. I was forgetting about, well, I wasn't forgetting about the cutoff of the date. I didn't know it was that far ago, like 2022. That does seem like too far back, right? David, thank you for sharing with us, Gives. Thank you, David. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Dale, for your commentary as well. I feel like we've learned something. We've put something down. We've made this stream now will live forever. And like ChatGPT even said, if we fast forward to maybe a few more years, I feel like it's gonna be so different. This is the first versions of this that we're seeing. So from here, things only get better and more complex, and I believe they'll be free. I think we're paying for, or people are paying for this now, but it'll be free very, very soon. Like I said, Google was never paid, right? You never paid to search. If you did, do you think people would use Google? Hell no. If you had to pay to search, do you think people would do it? They would not. Google became it became a verb, right? To Google something. That's strange. Imagine ChatGPT was completely free. People would be saying you should ChatGPT that, or you should chat that, or you should GPT that. But they won't, because you got to pay for it. Just saying. Thanks again for being here, folks. I'll see you soon, maybe tomorrow. Who knows? Have a good time. Thanks, Dale. Thanks, David. Cheers.